Luke, it seemed like you got a little bit in a rhythm as the game went on and got a little bit more comfortable. Just how were you feeling? And I guess just how maybe did it feel like you kind of started to shake a little bit of the rust off as things got going?
I think you said it best. I mean, just finding a rhythm, and I think we were able to do that a little bit in the first half. Obviously, we had a couple 3-and-outs, but we moved the ball. We were able to establish that rhythm early in the first half, and then we just came out in the second and did the same thing. Opening drive was a touchdown. We were able to hit them on a couple big plays. Things left and right that we were able to get to, and just push the ball down the field a little bit, which helped us out a lot. Our receivers made some great plays for us. Our offensive line had a hell of a night of protection. So I'm just really proud of those guys and the way they fought.
Ben Briner.
Hey, Luke, there was a play, I think it was in one of the late drives that ended in a fourth down right after a hold. You had kind of a double screen. I think you pumped to Juju and then went back to Kevin. I guess what were you kind of seeing on that play, and was there an option to throw to Juju and you just kind of waited and went the other way? What kind of happened there?
Yeah, there was an option to throw to Juju, but we had worked it all week, just kind of throwing it back to Kevin. I'm not really sure what was going on, but we're gonna go back and watch it tomorrow, get it corrected, and just come back next week and do it again.
Colin Taylor.
Yeah, Luke, what did you see on those 2 fourth-down plays that you guys didn't convert in that fourth quarter? Just what was going on those plays, and what did you see from the quarterback perspective?
Just credit to Kentucky's defense. They played a good game tonight. They got pressure on us, and they dropped out and played coverage. So it was really just about finding windows, and those windows are small. But it's my responsibility to find those windows and hit them. So I think I did, or I think I missed a couple of them. Later on in the game, just they were there for a short time, and that's on me to work up and find them and kind of make sure that we convert them. So,
Corey Diaz.
Yeah, Luke, and as a follow-up to that, not only just looking strictly at those 2 fourth downs, but also the drives leading up to both of those fourth down opportunities. Obviously, you guys with short field, decent field position off the turnovers that the defense caused. Just the mindset of you guys as you were taking the field during those drives, and what do you feel like was the ultimate reason why those drives really didn't pan out to points?
Yeah, I mean, whenever we go out there, our mindset's always to score. So we did everything possible. We put everything out there to go out there and score, and we just came up short. And I think that just goes back to obviously me going out there and doing my job and making those plays where they need to be made. But I mean, that's just on the offense as a whole. And like I said, we're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to get those things corrected, and we're going to move on.
Dick Cox.
Luke, what did you see that Kentucky's defense was doing to bottle up the running game tonight where you couldn't really get the running game going?
I mean, they just did some games up front. They were able to get penetration, and like I said, that's just a credit to them. They had a good game tonight. They played well, but we're going to come back tomorrow, get those things watched, get them looked at, and just fix the things that we need to get fixed to to go out next week and have a heck of a game.
David Cloninger.
Luke, I'm sorry for this to sound so general, but offensively, this has been 4 games of just a lot of the same issues. I mean, is it miscommunication? Is it play call, scheme? Just what is the main thing that can't get you guys on track?
We worked all week. Coach Satt's message to us was, eliminate the miscommunications, just eliminate the mental mistakes that we had been making. And I think we did a really good job of that tonight. We didn't have any miscommunications. We didn't have any, pre-snap penalties, I don't think. Just little things like that we were able to eliminate. And I think that ultimately helped us out, in moving the ball down the field. But as far as the turnover on downs, that's us as an offense. We got to get those things corrected, and we are going to get those things corrected.
Ben Briner.
Luke, when you kind of came out of halftime, you kind of mentioned getting into a rhythm. It seemed like you were hitting a lot of those kind of, I think they're deeper dig routes, kind of those deeper ins over the middle. What were you kind of seeing? What was kind of letting those click, and what are you kind of reading there, I guess?
I mean, we were just reading windows. They played out, or they dropped out and played a lot of coverage. So, like I said, there were a lot of windows that we were able to take advantage of early on in the second half and later on in the second half. So that was kind of our mindset, was just push the ball down the field any way we could. And those in-breaking routes were really good for us, and we were able to take advantage of them and hit some big plays.
Colin Taylor.
Yeah, Luke, you mentioned being able to clean up some of the miscommunication stuff and take care of that. As you move into next week, what's the next step for this offense? What do you guys need to do over the course of the next couple of days to get this offense to where you think and hope it can be going into Troy?
I think it's just getting in that rhythm early. I feel like I said, we got into it a little bit early in the in the first half, but we really turned it on in the second half. But our biggest thing is going to be to just continue to start fast. We hadn't done a good job of starting fast on offense in the first half. We kind of wait and turn it on in the second half. So that's going to be a big point of emphasis, this next week, of just going out there, from the start of the game, is just starting fast, getting the ball down the field, running and executing well, and just playing like we know how to play.
Take two more, Dick Cox and Jacob Phillips.
Luke, last week you probably had to play against the best defense in the country, and Kentucky's defense is rated pretty high. What was your thoughts on their defense tonight?
Yeah, like I said, I thought they played well. They did a lot of good things. They got some pressure on us, so it's a credit to them. They're a good team, but I think we took a big step last week, and I think we took a big step this week as an offense, and just going out there and seeing those things, and just seeing the way that a defense is going to line up and play us. And just different ways that we can attack that. Like I said, we're gonna go back in there tomorrow. We're gonna watch the film, get things corrected, get the things we need to get corrected, and we're gonna move on. We're gonna continue to get better. We're gonna rally around each other. And like I said, I'm just proud of the way we fought offensively, defensively. They had a hell of a night, so I couldn't be more proud of them.
Last question goes Jacob Phillips.
Luke, you got your first start of the season tonight. Just how'd you feel out there, and how were you able to get into rhythm better playing from start to finish?
I mean, it was just good to be back at home in front of the home crowd. They brought a lot of energy for us. They turned it up when they needed to. They were loud when they needed to, and you could definitely tell that that took a toll on Kentucky a little bit. Just in some of the things we were doing defensively, getting lined up fast, offensively getting lined up fast, and just taking advantage of our tempo and feeding off that crowd energy. So that was awesome to just be back at home, and I can't wait to be back next week in Williams-Brice.